And we are back for the second game here of our doubleheader on this Monday night, of course, in the GA Super Cup. It is the Central Jaguars against the Sour Steelers in this Group A clash. Of course, the Central Jaguars, they do sit second in Group A. The Sour Steelers, third. They are out of the tournament. Even if they are able to get a win here, they still would not be able to qualify for the quarterfinals, with the Central Jaguars sitting on 4 points. Western Eagles, of course, on top of the table, unbeaten with 10 points from their 4 games. Nevertheless, always a pleasure to be with you to watch some great football here. I am your commentator for the coming 90 minutes. My name is Liu Chin, and I'll be guiding you through this one. So just to quickly run through the starting lineups of these teams, of course, the Central Jaguars, Brandon Calise in post, Chad Alonso, Tajay Commission, Kareem Creighton, and Kyle Ogaro, as well as Mark Robertson, Dante Cooper, Kadon Matthias, Caleb Boyce, and Kasim Ballantyne leading the line. For the Sour Steelers, we do have Kwesi Andrews in post, Kareem Pope, Marcus Rosales, Javon Paradise, Kareem John, Kyron Matthews, Ezekiel Pascal, Prida Williams, Merchant, Perrows, and Isaac, making up the Sour Steelers 11. And we are off, and it is the Central Jaguars who are the ones to kick off this one, as Dante Cooper links up with his midfield partner, Mark Robertson, who has had his shooting boots on in this GA Super Cup thus far, so he is actually a danger man for the Central Jaguars. And he will be looking to increase his goal tally for the tournament. And I think that even though these teams aren't really playing for anything, we don't really want to say that, because at the end of the day, once you're on the pitch, there is something to play for. There's momentum to build. It is a tournament. There are things to improve on. Coaches want to see weaknesses, strengths, areas that they could improve their team. So never a waste to really come onto the football pitch, even if the result doesn't necessarily change the outcome of the group. So I'm sure that even though Brian St. Louis of the Sour Steelers knows that his team haven't been able to qualify, he will still be looking to see where he can improve for the next tournament. Of course, the league also imminent, so we'll be using this match as some sort of evaluation for his team. And of course, pressure off of the Sour Steelers, so might expect them to put in a good shift today, as well as the Jaguars, knowing that the outcome really doesn't affect much. So there may be some sort of lack of nerves among the players as Dante Cooper plays that ball over the top, but eventually it is scraped out by Kwesi Andrews, who came off his line very early, read the danger quickly. And the Steelers can settle the ball in the midfield, and it's played out wide here, but it should go out there. And I think Tajay Commission will be the one to take it. He is a very creative left back here, is Tajay Commission. In the last outing against the Western Eagles, he did cause some problems coming out on the left-hand side, and was even moved up into an advanced position onto that left wing. So he will be another player in this Jaguars team that could cause a lot of problems if he is given the space, and that ball played over the top over to the right-hand side. First real attack here from the Central Jaguars. Ball there, and I think it's Dante Cooper there on the far side who was flagged offside by Joel Davidson. And loose ball. Dante Cooper wins back the ball very quickly after his offside call. And here is Creighton. Plays a nice ball through into Mark Robertson. Turns nicely in the midfield. He gets away from his man. Tries to slip through Cooper, but it was well watched there by the Sour Steelers defense. But a nice move. And again, you can see the link up, the chemistry that those two have in the midfield there, do Mark Robertson and Dante Cooper. They are very creative players, technically gifted as well, and they do put together a nice midfield pairing, so it'll be very interesting to see what they can cook up today. And here is Javon Paradise. Pardasi. And Steelers just keeping the possession here. Just trying to build up a rhythm, just trying to get into the game. Only 4 minutes into this one. No real action as yet. As Robertson tries to nick the ball off of his opponent, but was unsuccessful in his endeavors. And that does go outside for a sour throw. And the GA Super Cup really has been exciting thus far. Last night in our doubleheader, it was the Tobago Sharks winning 4-1 against the Southern Oilers, and then the Maloney Mavericks, who have been absolutely brilliant throughout the tournament, with a 6-1 victory over the Port of Spain Capitals, solidifying their first place spot, which was already solidified, to be fair to them, but just showing that they are really a force to be reckoned with in this GA Super Cup. The likes of Nathan Lewis, Ryan Jordan, of course, Joshua Alexander, who was an integral part of that team, did get called up to the national team to face St. Lucia, so he is on national duty. And also Akimo Roach from the Tobago Sharks, who was also called up for the national team. So some quality is being produced here in this GA Super Cup, and additionally is being recognized, which is really what it's all about. It's all about, giving these players a stage to play their football, to showcase their talent, and to really get them out on to that national and hopefully further international stage. And we do have so much talent here in Trinidad and Tobago. As the Central Jaguars again just passing the ball around in the back. And ball is launched forward. And Ballantyne was the target, but Pardasi did well. And a loose touch there. He did well in the end there, did Ezekiel Pascal, the right back for the Sawa Steelers. That's a nice little 1-2 play there. Oh, hard work there. But they emerge with it here, do the Sawa Steelers, and it's well taken. That's Creighton. It's a nice footwork from him. Here's Robertson. That's a good take once again, but he showed a little bit too much of the ball there. And it's intercepted once again. A bit of a scrap in the midfield there. Still has the ball here, does Robertson. He's working hard. Gives it over to Cooper. Chad Alonso out on that right-hand side for the Jaguars. That's nice skill there from Cooper to keep the possession. He gives it back to Alonso. What can he conjure up here? And it's well defended by Kareem John. Neither team yet to get a shot on target or create any meaningful chance just as yet. But you have been able to get ball. Cooper drops his shoulder, but the touch was just a little too much and runs out for a goal kick. And really, it's a calm night, it must be said. Not much breeze, no rain, of course no sun. It is the night time, so relatively decent playing conditions for these players. The pitch isn't wet, so there shouldn't be an issue of any slipping or keepers mishandling the ball or anything like that. So the stage is set nicely for these two teams here on this Marvin Lee pitch. There's Quasi Andrews. Plays it out to Pardasi, who launches it upfield. But it's well intercepted there by Creighton once again, and Commission decides to leave it, but ends up blocking that attempted pass there by Marcus Rosales. And it's through in there by Pascal into Pardasi. Again, the Steelers centre-backs linking up. Kyron Matthews there retrieving that pass there from Pardasi. Played through once again. That's nice. Here is Matthews once again. Sour Steelers just knocking around the ball again, as I mentioned, just building a rhythm. Very important in this game of football that you are able to build a rhythm and look for the open spaces. And here's one, but he was offside there. And I even think even if he was, Brandon Caliste read the danger very early and was off of his line. And it is a free kick here for the Central Jaguars. And it really has been such a pleasure, or such a blessing, really, to be able to be back out. You know, football being played after so long, 2 years of COVID-19 pandemic of playing football in our yards and wherever we could. Now to be back on the field and having crowds and engagement, really is such a great thing. And really is great for these players to be able to come out and showcase the sport that they love and the sport that we all love, really. Ball played in field here into Dante Cooper. What can he do here? He keeps the possession very well once again, does Dante Cooper. Now it was a loose touch there from Ugaro, but he got away with it and he plays it over the top. Matthews, it's a mix-up in the back, and this could be problems here for the Sour Steelers, but Matthews recovers well. It was a skewed clearance, but it did the job in the end, but a miscommunication between Kwesi Andrews and Kieran Matthews. As we see it again here, Andrews came way off his line to make clearance, but Matthews thought he was in total control, but eventually he got it away. It was Caleb Boyce who was on the prowl, and his eyes would have lit up when he saw the ball just roll through the goalkeeper. But nevertheless, it is a goal kick here for the Central Jaguars. Swung in nicely. It's a good ball and well met, but just didn't do enough there. I think it was Kasim Ballantyne who got his head on that one, but just couldn't get it on target. Swung in again there. A flat one driven in, and it was Ballantyne, I think. And the Jaguars, and once again, that's a good interception by Cooper, but he is unable to keep the possession still. And that one is cleared away, blocked by Pascal. It's thrown back in here once again. Here is Cooper, picks up the pieces, looks up and plays a nice ball out wide there to Alonso. Can he find the ball on the inside? He does. It's Boyce in the midfield. He's juggling, but he's well marshaled by Matthews. Eventually gets in the turn, but it's actually a foul, but not in the favor of the Central Jaguars. They'll be disappointed, but Kieran Matthews did well in the end. Cheeky little ball inside there from Alonso. I think it was Boyce who was juggling. Matthews stood his ground, and in the end, they'd kick him down there, did Caleb Boyce. So it was warranted, the decision by the referee. And Pardasi is the one to stand over this one, but he's pushed back. The free kick was a little deeper than mentioned. Here's Pardasi. Drives one through, but it's well read again by Creighton. He has started off sharply, and he's looking to drive through now from his centre-back position. Slips it through, but the pass is deflected, and that gave Matthews enough time to recover. And the Steelers come through once again. That's good strength there. Oh, he's gone down there as Tajay Commission doesn't look too good for him. And that little collision there with Kieran Matthews. But play continues. Commission is still on the ground. And the referee now makes note of that. Didn't look too good. I think it was just one off of the impact. I hope it's nothing too serious there. The Central Jaguars, of course, will have those same thoughts. They know how important Commission is to this team. And they wouldn't want to lose him to injury. Not only for this game, but going into the quarterfinals as well. They have qualified. They will advance. And they would, of course, want to go forward with their strongest 11. And he definitely is part of that team. So Damian Cooper will definitely be a bit concerned with these sights. He should hope that everything will be okay with Tajay Commission. But nevertheless, the Central Jaguars have probably had the edge thus far in the early stages of the game. Still no real chances other than the mix-up there between Kieran Matthews and his goalkeeper. But otherwise, not much has been created from either of these two teams. They still haven't been able to get it to click. The chemistry hasn't been there as yet. We've seen glimpses, but we haven't seen the final product. And it does seem as if Commission is back on his feet. He's moving freely. So always a good sign to see players back to full fitness after collecting knocks such as those. And the ball is back in play here with the Central Jaguars. Here is Creighton into Young, who does seem to be moving very quickly, but he gives the ball away even quicker. And it's played through the middle here. Dancel is coming across and does well to deal with the danger. And he goes way into the corner, has to eventually put it out for a throw. I think he made the right decision in the end. Didn't want to concede a corner or concede possession. Knocks it out for a corner. Sometimes you just have to do that as a defender. As they say, sometimes you just have to look ugly. But it is effective, and it's thrown flat in. Young actually flicks it on, and Robertson gets it clear eventually. Here's Ballantyne trying to lead a counter-attack for the Jaguars, but Pardasi watched him well and intercepted nicely. That's another poor giveaway there. And a missed control again. Bit sloppy from both teams. Pascal again with a loose pass, but it was well dealt with in the end by Nathaniel Paraus. And possession with the Steelers again. Here's Paraus on the ball. Once again, he is the one who will be in that deep midfield role today for the Steelers. Just keeping it ticking, keeping possession, keeping the ball moving. Such an important role within any football team, really. So many times, defensive midfielders, holding midfielders get little to no recognition. You get overshadowed by attacking players who score all the goals, but so important are these midfielders, such as Nathaniel Paraus, and on the Jaguars, of course, Mark Robertson, Dante Cooper. Luckily for Mark Robertson, he usually is in on the goal, so he may get a bit of the limelight on both regards. But here's Creighton, though. He plays it into Ballantyne, who drops deep to get possession. And that's nice hold-up play from him. Cooper looks long, and that's a nice ball through the middle. Caleb Boyce is offside. The flag spoils the party for Boyce, but it was a good idea. It was a nice ball through there from Cooper. Boyce just didn't hold his run long enough. Was a bit too eager. And probably just went ahead of the centre-back there. And another ball given away. Young looks up. He plays it into Ogaru, who does well to get out of that tight space. Robertson plays it forward. Boyce is chasing. And he will get to this one. Swings it in. First time it's a decent looking ball, but Matthews was ahead of Robertson there and dealt with the danger. You could see the height difference between Matthews and Robertson, so I don't think headers are going to be the ideal way to score goals today for the Jaguars. There is a bit of a height difference between the centre-backs for the Steelers and the attackers for the Jaguars, so they're going to have to find another way to break through that Steelers defense, probably using the pace of players like Caleb Boyce. And that one is launched over the top, and his boot actually came off there. Did Keyshawn Prida Williams. And Dancel settles it and plays it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Brandon Cleese, who of course did come into this one. Didn't play the last game. Tor Fletcher, he was the one who was in that game. Had a decent outing in the last rounds, did Tor Fletcher, in his last showing, or the last game that the Central Jaguars did have against the Northeastern Cobras. Sorry, not the Northeastern Cobras, but the Western Eagles. And that ball is over the top. Oh, that's a good idea from, I think it was Robertson, who saw Kwesi Andrews off his line, but Kwesi Andrews was having none of it. And that's a nice turn there from Prida Williams, and he's driving out on his right-hand side. I think that touch let him down, and was he fouled? No, he just lost his footing there, did Williams. Initially took it nicely, but the second touch just got away from him and allowed Aguero to come across and put enough pressure on him to eventually put it out for a Central Jaguars goal kick. So our Steelers still yet to create anything meaningful. They haven't really threatened as yet. Prida Williams just trying there to ignite some sort of spark in this Steelers attack. And here come the Jaguars once again. It's Ogaru in the midfield, another loose touch. And he's quickly closed down by Paraus. That's good midfield play. Knocks it out wide as Prida Williams, and he was actually offside. He was a bit slow to get back into his position. There was Prida Williams. Pascal is turning, but it's well won by the Jaguars. Nice ball through. It's a good run from Robertson. And he's looking up for his options. Decides to go to Ballantyne. That's nice play there from the Jaguars. Robertson still on the ball. Decides to go deep into this midfield partner, Ogaro, who looks over the top. And it does make its way to Ballantyne. Could be an opportunity here for the Jaguars. But again, Kasim Ballantyne just couldn't get the connection that he wanted on that one. I'm not sure if he went for a strike or if he tried to cross it back over. But it really did come to nothing in the end for the Jaguars. But a decent move there. Mark Robertson again showing some of his flair. Some of his quality within the tight spaces. And I think, as I mentioned earlier, if the Jaguars do want to breach this Steelers defense, that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to do some quick passing, some quick movement. Because this man on the ball here is pretty good in the air. So I don't think that the long ball approach is going to really affect this Steelers defense. But nevertheless, here come the Steelers once again. Pascal gives it away. Cooper with some nice skill, but he does well in the end there, does Pascal, to get back the ball. Actually, referee blows for a foul. The whistle didn't go initially. I don't think we heard it, but he did signal. And actually, the Jaguars are going to make a substitution. As we see the replay again here, Dante with some nice skill. And he was obstructed by Pascal in the process, but it is a substitution here for the Jaguars early on in the first half. And number 10, Kern Roberts coming on there. And it is Kasim Ballantyne who makes way for Roberts. And it is going to be the left foot of Tajay Commission to whip this one in for the Central Jaguars. Can they capitalize on the set piece opportunity? You could see the height difference again. It's a nice ball actually played in. It was teasing. Pardasi had some problems and Roberts coming straight into it, getting that strike away, but it was well blocked. He's showing some of his skill, his fresh legs. Nice ball played in, but well cleared away again by Matthews and further. And this could be a counter-attack opportunity here for the Jaguars. A big touch there from Prida Williams, but it works out well for him in the end. Can he find a ball into the box? Ogaro is on his toes. Swings it in, but it's easily intercepted there by Danzel. Good pace shown there from Prida Williams, though. Oh, and that's a poor clearance from Danzel. It's straight back into Williams. And it is going to be... I'm not sure what the referee has called for. He's pointed to the spot. And it is a penalty for the Sour Steelers. I was unsure of what decision was given, but in the end, it is a penalty. I think it's Chad Alonso who's the offender. He was coming in the back there of Joshua Isaac. Oh, actually, I'm not sure what's going on. I thought initially a penalty was given. From the replay. It definitely looked like Alonso did commit a foul. But it seems to just be a free kick for the Central Jaguars. So, a bit confusing there, but ball is back in play. But the Central Jaguars did set up themselves a little bit there. But they got away with it in the end. And here's Pascal on the ball once again. Nice play from him and Prida Williams. Can he find a ball inside? He swings it in. It's a decent looking ball. There's space on the far post here, but he's quickly closed down by Alonso. That's good defense, but the ball danger is still there. Struck and blocked by Alonso once again. And Pascal with a decent ball to the back post. Boyce into Ogaro, who turns nicely. Gets away from Prida Williams. Creighton over to Robertson. Alonso with a nice little flick. It's good play from the Jaguars, but it breaks down there. It was Matthias who got that last touch there, but just couldn't link up quickly enough. Here's Perrauz though. Pardasi plays it through once again to Perrauz, who turns nicely, keeps possession beautifully. Plays it out to that left back position, but Alonso did have the head start and is able to clear it away. But possession still here with the Sour Steelers. And it's a long throw on the inside. It's flicked on, but it's Cleared away by Commission. Ball on top of the box still. There's danger here. It's a bit lackadaisical from the Jaguars. But they do get it away eventually, or do they? Yes, they finally get it away, and Robertson plays it out here to Ogaru. Running through. Here's Roberts, but Matthews again makes a mistake here. Problems for the Steelers, but he recovers well and deals with it in a composed manner. And that's a nice turn on the outside there from Caden Merchant. But the Jaguars regain possession, but back again with the Steelers. This could be problems for the Jaguars. Danzel stands tall and regains possession for his team. Here's Commission. Plays it into Cooper. The Sour Steelers finally getting some sort of foothold in this game here. Now starting to create chances, starting to look a little more dangerous. As Alonso tried to play that ball through there, but it was unsuccessful. That's played out there, but it will be a throw-in for the Central Jaguars. Cooper. Keeps that in well there, did Chad Alonso. And he does find Boyce, who's dancing through. Trying a lot of skill. Oh, and he gets through very nicely there. Only one option in the box, really. And Chad Boyce wasn't able to get the cross in. It was actually the substitute, Kern Roberts, who was looking on the back post, but no real danger caused there. And it's played short once again by the Steelers. Here's Pardasi. Perrouse. That's a nice flick on there. This is a nice play from the Steelers. They move it forward very nicely. Oh, but again, the play just breaking down at the important and crucial moment. It was Caden Merchant again who wasn't able to get that one into his stride. Cooper. Back to Danzel. Across to his centre-back partner, Creighton. Now to Tajay Commission, who has seemed to fully recover from that knock which we saw him take earlier, but he's quickly closed down by Prida Williams, who has shown some pace early on in this first half, and maybe the Sour Steelers may want to exploit that as an option to cause some danger for the Central Jaguars. It's a flat throw there from Commission, and Pascal doing his defensive duties, but another throw for Tajay Commission. Over the top, Boyce did well to hold up the play. Here's Kern Roberts. He turns back and plays it through, and had the option on the far side there of Matthias, who was in acres of space but decided to cut back in onto the left side. Danzel should deal with this one, but he pops it up in the air dangerously. Deals with it nicely in the end. And that time it's launched through, and Matthews should be able to deal with it. That's very composed play from the number 5 for the Sour Steelers. And he is offside there. Is Joshua Isaac, who I thought got a penalty, but I was wrong. It ended up being a free kick for the Jaguars. As you see it again, played over the top. Isaac probably just started this run a little too early and was of course flagged there for offside. Here's Mark Robertson again, who fizzes it straight out of play. And possession back again here with the Sour Steelers. It's a foul there. And it's launched long into the Jaguars box. Perrouse was looking when Ogaru clears it out. Pardasi puts it back in the danger area. And Mark Robertson straight back into Vita Pardasi. A game of tennis there being played. I'm not sure if that was a strike or a through ball, but in the end it really did come to nothing. And Brandon Calise releases Tajay Commission. Boyce tried to drop it off there for Roberts, but did get a deflection off of Pardasi, so it is a throw in here for the Central Jaguars. Damian Cooper instructing his players to move forward. Here's Kurt Roberts. This time he does go long, but the pass was inaccurate and it's given away. Roberts working hard, and I think that is going to be a foul there by Robertson. On Kareem John. It's played quickly. Here is Perrows, Nathaniel. Turns nicely in the midfield there as Marcus Rosales. Still has it here. And gives it back to Matthews. Here's Kareem John. That's some nice skill from him to get away from his man. And he slips it through here to Isaac. He's lingered on the ball very long here as John. He would want to release it. He's quickly closed down by two Jaguars players. Here's Perrows. Dropped off once again, but the pass just wasn't accurate enough there. And Cooper looks up and plays a ball through. That's a nice flick there from Boyce. Roberts retrieves possession here for the Jaguars, and he gets the better of his man. And Pascal did have a hold of him. And it is a foul and a free kick in a promising position here for the Central Jaguars. You do expect to see the left foot of Tajay Commission standing over this one. And he does go to retrieve the ball. Does the left back for the Central Jaguars. They are outnumbered in the box there, the Jaguars, by the Steelers. Man-to-man marking. Commission steps on and whips it in, but it's never going to trouble Quincy Andrews or his defense, which was very well organized. You see it again there. Tajay Commission just trying to whip it in behind that wall, but just didn't get the accuracy on it. And here's Robertson again. Drives one out to Roberts, who controls it well. But he is quickly closed down by Pascal. It's played here into Ogaro. Will he have a strike? No. Dinks it over to Dante Cooper, who has space and has a strike as well, but was always rising. He connected decently with it, but just didn't get the accuracy that he desired. And it's a goal kick here for the Sour Steelers. Just to remind you, the equation here in Group A, the Western Eagles, of course, have already finished top of the table with 10 points. The Jaguars second with 4. The Steelers yet to put a point up on the board, which means that, of course, they cannot qualify for the quarterfinals. The Jaguars and the Eagles are the two teams who will go through at the end of the group stage from Group A. So regardless of what happens in this game, it will be the Jaguars and the Eagles who do advance into the quarterfinals. And Roberts is battling out on the near side here. But it is a foul. Oh, it's a throw-in, actually, to the Steelers. Prida Williams. Nogaro. Cooper with some good strength there to get in front of his man. Here's Roberts. He played it nicely there, did Dante Cooper. And that one was too short for Roberts. It allowed Matthews to step in and intercept that one. And Roberts takes it off there. But again, it's taken back. It really has been a lot of possession just being given and taken back. As Creighton launches that one out. Some no-nonsense defending from the Central Jaguars number 7. As we just passed the 33-minute mark, about 12 minutes of normal time remaining in this first half. Hasn't been too much to speak about, really. No real chances being created by either team. To be completely honest, there was the early chance for the Jaguars, a mix-up between Matthews and Andrews, but no real threats on either of the goals, and that's why the score is 0-0. It really does reflect what has been portrayed thus far. Not to say the quality has been low, but it just hasn't been much action. And here is Roberts, who has actually seen a lot of the ball since coming on for Kasim Ballantyne, who I figure probably did pick up a knock, which allowed him to not be able to continue, or some sort of injury. Here is Khalees, who launches out wide here to Tajay Commission. Swings it in, but Matthews again, who has been very watchful this first half. He has done his job well, other than the mistake that's been made. And here's Prida Williams, who again can use his pace. He swings in an ice ball, but there really was nobody in the middle to attack it. Isaac delayed his run a little bit. Prida Williams was probably a little bit too quick for him, but it was a decent ball played in from the right winger. And it's launched up by Khalees. Ball bouncing in the midfield. Cooper eventually is able to settle it. And he plays it out to Alonso. Here's Cooper again. Some nice skill from him. Oh, that's nice play from Dante Cooper. He works the space well. Can he find that killer pass through there? And again, Boyce is offside. But it was initially good work on the far side there from Dante Cooper. Got away. Two Sour Steelers players got through that tight space. He does have that quality, does Dante Cooper. Of course, we did attend St. Mary's College. Here is Mark Robertson battling in the midfield, but possession still with the Steelers. And again, some good pace shown here. Robertson is battling, shielding off well, and he does well in the end to regain possession. I think he was fouled there. He was, so he actually did really well there, did Robertson, and that's an important part of your midfield play as well, getting back and doing that defensive work. And people think that the midfield is all about creating and passing and looking stylish, but there is a lot of work that has to be done in your defensive half as well. And here's Ogaro. That's a decent turn from Roberts. Plays it through. Boyce can show some of his pace. Oh, and that's some composed play there from Kwesi Andrews. He was quickly off his line, and I thought he was going to just launch it up the field, but decided to just show some of his skill, show that he does possess some footwork as well. Here's Pascal. What can he do here for the Steelers? He plays a nice ball out to Williams, who has time, has space, and he can pick out a nice ball, and he plays it straight into the feet of Creighton, but it is a corner for the Steelers. An opportunity here late on in the second half. As we see it again here, Prida Williams, a bit disappointed in the end. He had a lot of time and space and literally passed it into the feet of Creighton. Well, we know he does have quality, does Williams, and takes this corner here, swings it in. But again, it's cleared away by the Jaguars. No danger, really, but Roberts with a risky clearance, and again, it's still there. Here's Prida Williams again. This time he picks out a better ball, and it's headed away, and that was a high boot there from Isaac. Danzel getting the header away, and no malintent. Two players share a handshake. They know that it was just a simple accident there. We see it again here. A bit of a mix-up for the Jaguars. Prida Williams whipping it in nicely. And Isaac trying to volley it in, but Danzel was in the line of fire. And here he is again, into Dante Cooper. Go all the way back to Brandon Khalees, do the Central Jaguars. And right back out to Danzel once again. A lot of patient football being played here by both teams. There has been a lot of passing in and around neutral areas, and that one is launched across the field. Pascal should be first to that one. Creighton having to stretch to clear it away. Roberts picks up the pieces. He has a lot of space to drive into here. Does Kern Roberts, what can he create? And straight into Pascal once again, who gets away from him easily and can probably lead a counter-attack here. And again, it's just not there for the Steelers. There has been a lack of creativity going forward for both of these teams. So far we do. And I think both coaches will have something to say about that. We hope that in the second half they will be able to click a little better, especially from a neutral point of view. And that ball has deflected through, but again, Boyce is offside. That's the third time he's been caught offside this half. And he's going to have to check his run a little more, because he does have the pace to get past those Sour Steelers centre-backs, but if you can't hold your run, then it's not going to be effective. Here is Kwesi Andrews, who does seem to be very comfortable playing very high off his line. He has been lurking on the edge of that penalty area for most of the first half. Isaac tried to dummy it through there, but Creighton was having none of it. And in the end, it's a throw in here for the Sour Steelers as we have about 5 minutes remaining in this first half of normal time. Not expecting too much additional time. There hasn't been many stoppages apart from the attention that Commission needed, and that one is launched up by Pascal. I think it slipped out of his fingers actually, but the Jaguars regained possession. Here's Ogaru, who was tackled by Isaac, and Alonso eventually gathers the loose ball. And that one is played through by Boyce. Now he has an opportunity to show his pace, but again, Matthews was there to stop any danger. And the Sour Steelers get it back again. Really has been the story of the first half. Oh, and could be danger here for the Steelers. Matthews has to stand tall once again. It's a strike, but really didn't have anything, enough venom in it to trouble Andrews in the Sour Steelers post. Here's Pascal once again. This time he gets the ball right through into Perraus, who made the run. But Perraus was again quickly closed down by Jaguars. And that's a mistake from Creighton. Perraus! Oh, and didn't get the accuracy on it. And it's actually a good save there by Caliste. But the danger still here for the Jaguars. It's Merchant. He's twisting and turning and dancing. And the ball eventually does go out of play. Joel Davidson spotted that one. But golden opportunity there for Perraus. He was gifted by Creighton, but he didn't open the gift. As you see it again here, Creighton tried to clear it, but the touch put it straight into the path of Perraus. And Perraus put it straight into the path of Caliste. And it remains 0-0 here. Cooper. Danzel launches it long again. That should be cut out by Pardasi. I think they're going to have to realize that that long ball over the top hasn't been too effective. The Central Jaguars. Here's Perraus again into Prida Williams. What can they do here later on in the first half? It is Prida Williams once again, and I think he should have taken a touch. He did have a lot of space, decided to whip it in first time, which proved to be the wrong decision in the end. Here's Ogaru, who again launches a long ball upfield, but again, no impact from that ball being played forward. They're going to have to try something new here at the Jaguars. They do have quality on the pitch, and they just need to play to their strengths. I don't think that they are doing that just as yet. They have been trying to get Boyce in on goal, but the offside has affected him badly so far. Here's Prida Williams, though. Again, it's easily cut out by Danzel. Ogaru plays it out to Roberts. And the Steelers here once again. Prida Williams is charging down the right-hand side. That's a nice ball slip through for Isaac. Can he beat his man again? Caliste was off his line early, and Alonso should get that away. He does. Cooper can't get it under control. And it's given away once again. Again, it's very sloppy in the midfield there. From the Steelers, Robertson launching it forward. That's a nice ball. Oh, and this time, let's see the race. Oh, he makes a mistake this time. That should be a foul, and I think he actually will be booked for that there. Will Kwesi Andrews. He has been lurking on the edge of his penalty area, as we said earlier. This time, he was, well, actually, he did get to the ball first, but it seemed to have stuck under his feet, and he knew he was in some trouble. Actually, I think he did well in the end there to commit the foul and not get sent off. Yeah, it did stick under his feet, and he actually had to prevent Matthias from getting in there. So actually, I think he did the right thing there at Kwesi Andrews, even though he did receive the yellow card. Nevertheless, an opportunity here for the Jaguars to get the ball in the box. It is Cooper standing over it. And they are committing bodies forward here are the Central Jaguars. Mugaro there should be the target. He is the tallest man. It's whipped inside. Padasi again there as he has been for the whole first half. And that's cleared out. But it's straight back into Jaguars territory. Here's Mark Robertson. That's a nice flick there. Into Matthias. Drops the shoulder, cuts back. Cooper swings it in, but again it's blocked. But it's blocked right in the path of Robertson, but he couldn't get it under control. Isaac. Here's Merchant, who miscontrols once again. And it's a throw-in for the Jaguars. And there seems to be an injury here to Kareem Pope. He is rolling on the ground. I don't know if the referee has seen him as yet. The Jaguars are playing to the whistle, as you do, and Danzel does hit it out, and as he hits it out, Pope is back on his feet. So you do expect the Steelers to give possession back to the Jaguars. Yeah, they do. Pascal is looking too, but we have reached the 45-minute mark, so just awaiting to see if the referee is going to add on anything further. They are waiting to take this throw in here. Has been delayed, and it does seem to be a real problem here for Kareem Pope. He got up and went back down. The physios are being called into action. We do hope that it's not anything too serious. I'm not sure what led to it, but he does seem to be in a lot of pain. He's holding his groin there. And the Jaguars using it as an opportunity to refuel. I'm not sure how much more fuel they're going to need in this first half, because I do think after the treatment, the referee will blow his whistle. But always good to get some fuel in the tank once again. But just to give you a recap of the first half, there really hasn't been too much action or too many chances created, really. As I did mention, there have been a lot of loose passes in the midfield, some loose touches, so the coaches definitely have to give their team some talking to, maybe increase the motivation. I don't know if the fact that, this game really wouldn't change anything on the table, that there may be a bit of complacency in the players. I don't think that's the case, but it just hasn't clicked really for any of the teams as yet. There have been some slight glimpses, but nothing to shout about. And in the second half, maybe we'll see a little more, but as we see some action here from the first half, a nice ball slipped in through Isaac. Had an opportunity. Khalees came off his line very well. Both keepers actually have been called into action a few times, having to come off their line and play that sweeper-keeper role. But it seems as if Pope is okay now, and as expected, as soon as the treatment was given, the whistle was blown, and that is the end of the first half here between the Steelers and the Jaguars in this Group A clash. It is 0-0, and as I was mentioning, haven't been too many chances, but we do expect to see a great response from both teams going into the second half. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the halftime break.
Looking for great quality clothing and prices to suit your budget? Then head on down to OCA Fashion and Gift Boutique, located at 94 Eastern Main Road in St. Augustine. We offer clothing and accessories for everything, from brunch, clubbing, showers, and so much more. We are the sole distributors for Savage Black Hair Shampoo Dye, your 5-minute hair color solution. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram, or call us at 473-4OCA or 489-SOCA. OCA Fashion and Gift Boutique for unbelievable finds.
Are you ready for the biggest youth football tournament in Trinidad and Tobago? Over 200 teams, 2,600 male and female players, 6 weekends, more than 100 games, 1 cup, and endless opportunities. Republic Cup Youth Football Tournament 2022. Kickstart your dreams. Tournament starts June 4th. To register, visit www.gatewayathletics.com.
So we're here at the Squadron Grounds in Aruca on College Road, where we had the launch of our football academy. We are taking in players from as early as 3 years old, so we have U5 all the way up to U23. We have decided to launch our football academy because we have seen the need to bridge the gap both on and off the field for our local players with the intentions of going abroad on a football scholarship.
Yeah, this morning is another checkbox to cross off as we launch our academy. This academy is a major part of our development program, as we won't have to do the in-depth assessment of getting players into our elite and development programs. This is important for Trinidad and Tobago, as we know the pandemic has really destroyed us. And to be fair, we must thank the parents and the children for having that belief in us with our development and elite programs. So launching the academy is a massive part for us, as we will have the kids that will be moving up into elite and development. We have a lot of plans. As you know, we recently finished our Trinidad and Tobago showcase. Now we are looking to get into other islands to do the same. We will be releasing our dates. We also have later on this year, we have NCE. We have in Pennsylvania, that's in July. We have a USA tour. So it's a lot of things happening here at Gateway Athletics. So it's all about giving these children who has faith in us the opportunity to really and truly live their dream and be seen. So I must commend the idea that is behind it and the team that we have that keeps bringing in great ideas and to be fair, we have executed it well so far and we just have to stick with it and trust the process.
So you can register for our academy. It's open to boys and girls. Registration forms are available on our Facebook and Instagram pages.
Hi guys, I am Coach Denicia. I'm better known as Auntie Denicia. I work with the under-5 team. This is the only football camp that you will get where you see we integrate fun, learning football. Bring all the children down. Let's have fun and let's enjoy ourselves with them. They always enjoy themselves.
Good day everybody, my name is Kevin Williams, Coach Vin. I am with Gateway Athletics, the academy. I'm with the young ones. We are really having an exciting time, we're really enjoying it. The focus of our sessions are really to make sure that the kids have fun, they enjoy it, and they also learn a little bit of football, right? So today we did some beautiful games. We did a nice little musical ball. It's basically musical chairs with the ball where they have to come in and get a ball. We also did red light, green light. A lot of the kids familiar with that. and they had a lot of fun. At the end, they did some passing and also some shooting. So this is what we are looking to do. Make sure they have fun, play some games, and also incorporate football. So yeah, you all can see the children. I really enjoy it, trust me. I enjoy these kids, and they look like it. Clearly they're enjoying my company also. So yeah, Gateway Athletics Academy. Blessings.
Water. Introducing. Come and get it. Wait. Come and get it, come and get it, come and get it. Much better. Customer service excellence, reliability, home delivery across TNT. Place your orders. 77 Water. Join our roster. 77 Water. Make life easier. 77 Water. What you waiting for? 77 Water. Our delivery trucks are in your area. Call now.
Come and get it, come and get it, come and get it. Come and get it, come and get it, come and get it. Come and get it, come and get it, come and get it.
Looking for great quality clothing and prices to suit your budget? Then head on down to OCA Fashion and Gift Boutique, located at 94 Eastern Main Road in St. Augustine. We offer clothing and accessories for everything, from brunch, clubbing, showers, and so much more. We are the sole distributors for Savage Black Hair Shampoo Dye, your 5-minute hair color solution. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram, or call us at 473 for OCA or 489 SOCA. OCA Fashion and Gift Boutique for unbelievable finds.
And we are back. With the second half here of this GA Super Cup clash. Of course, the second game of the doubleheader on our last night of the group stages. It is a Group A clash between the Sour Steelers and the Central Jaguars. Of course, the Central Jaguars, along with the Western Eagles, in this Group A have already qualified for the quarterfinals. And the Sour Steelers are eliminated. So regardless of the outcome of this one, they would still have the Central Jaguars and the Eagles advancing. And the Sour Steelers do get us underway here in the second half. And the first half really didn't produce too much. But we do hope that in the second here, there will be some action. And coaches have reassured their teams, probably altered some of the tactics, reinforced some coaching styles, philosophies, and we hope that the players will be receptive to all of these instructions and produce the quality that their two coaches do desire from them. But it is a free kick here early on for the Central Jaguars. And it's Caleb Boyce who was fouled there. I think he was pushed actually by Isaac, who was working back from his forward position. And it is going to be Danzel, the one to swing it in here for the Central Jaguars. And he whips it in nicely. But again, Matthews clears it away. He has had a good game so far, has Matthews in the centre back. Oh, but he's left it there. Cooper has an opportunity, has a strike. And I think he did get a touch on that one there. Did Kwesi Andrews in the Sour Steelers goal. I don't think it was on target, but it was a shot nevertheless. And it did cause some problems for the Steelers as we see it again here. The Steelers unable to clear it. There was Merchant actually. And then Perrows who hesitated on the ball, and then that gave Cooper the opportunity to strike it. Clean contact. But it is a corner here for the Jaguars, and it's going to be the captain, Danzel, who is swinging it in for them. Floats it in, and it's straight out of play, and a bit disappointing once again there from the Jaguars, and it's a goal kick for the Steelers. And just to make you aware that Gateway Athletics is not only in charge of the Super Cup, but before I get there, let's just make sure that there was no action being missed out. But yes, coming up, we do have the Republic Cup Youth Football Tournament. It is the 7v7, of course. Boys under 14, 16, and the 17 to 19 with the girls under 15 and 18. The East Zone for that cup does kick off this Saturday, June 4th at Constantine Park, right here in Macoya, right down the road from the Marvin Lee Stadium. So if you do want more information, if you want to register, you can go to www.gatewayathletics.com and get more information there. Of course, it's not only the East Zone, but we do have the North, Tobago, Central, South. And this could be an opportunity. And the Steelers are up 1-0. And they didn't want to hear about the Republic Youth Camp, at least at that point in time. I will get back to that announcement in a few moments. But just like that, the Steelers have found the ball in the back of the net. No celebrations really from anybody on the pitch. The Jaguars haven't reacted in any way as well. But we'll see the goal here once again. It was skewed across by Merchant. Took his time there and finished it into the back of the net. It's a decent finish in the end there from Nathaniel Perrows, rather. Some action in the midst of the announcements. My apologies if I wasn't able to guide you through that passage of play. But it is 1-0 to the Sour Steelers. And the Jaguars got a wake-up call there. So a goal early on for the Steelers is always a good one in the half. Set the tone. But yes, to get back to the zonal dates, of course, as I mentioned, the East Zone kicks off in the Constantine Park on the 4th of June. Nelson Mandela Park is where the North Zone kicks off on the 11th of June. And Tobago, the Dwight York Stadium on the 18th and 19th of June. Central and South Zone, Manny Ramjohn Stadium on the 26th and 27th of June. And of course, The finals will be played at the Atubola Stadium in Couva in Trinidad on the 3rd of July. And that is the Republic Youth Cup. Of course, the Republic Bank in partnership with Gateway Athletics. So if you do want more information, as I said earlier, you can go to www.gatewayathletics.com. But the Central Jaguars here are trying to respond here, and it's Roberts who got a decent strike away, but not enough there to trouble Kwesi Andrews, and the Sour Steelers sticks. He rolls it out to Pascal, who turns away nicely from Roberts there, actually. Here's Pascal still on the ball, but he gives it straight into Ogaro. Ball played in nicely. Here's Perrauz. It's good movement to the ball from the Sour Steelers. And Perrauz dinks it over the top. Alonso watched it nicely. And Cooper was there on the cover to clear it away. Ball still in play, actually, here. Taken down nicely here. And Chad Alonso supporting his teammate very well and looks to set his team forward. Here's Kyle Ogaro for the Central Jaguars. He hesitates on the ball a bit, but eventually slips it through to Dante Cooper. Really would like to see a lot more of Cooper with the Central Jaguars. They know his creative ability. And if they are to get a goal, it is very possible that he could be the technician or the creator of whatever they are to create. But Prida Williams plays it into Isaac. The Sour Steelers have added a little pep into their step here in the second half. Damian Cooper has sent out some troops to warm up on the sideline, though. So he is looking to inject some new blood into this Jaguars team. And it is Danzel who plays it. Nice turn there from Boyce, who's driving forward. He slips it into Matthias, but I think the ball was a little too short, and that gave enough time to recover there by Kareem John. And also for the Sour Steelers, we can see number 15, Dala and Guppy, warming up there on the sideline. And it is a throw in here for the Central Jaguars. The ball seemed to have gone into the drain of the Marvin Lee Stadium, but Alonso did his job well. Here's Kyle Ogaro. Turns nicely. Plays it back to Danzel, who launches it forward. That's good technique on that. It's a nice pass as well, but he's offside. There's Kern Roberts. Disappointed with the call. He thought that he got back just in time, but Joel Davidson thought otherwise. Again, it was a nice ball over the top from Danzel, but you can't see that Roberts was retreating from an offside position, and I think it was the correct decision there from Davidson on the near side. That's a loose pass which Matthias picks up. Cooper plays it in quickly to Boyce, actually. And it's some good movement to the ball by the Jaguars, but it breaks down in the end, and John can intercept. And that's a nice touch on the inside. This could be problems here for the Jaguars. They have bodies forward. It's Perrauz again. Prida Williams cuts in on his left foot. Will he have a strike? Oh, and it sails just wide of the post. The Sour Steelers again showing their efficiency on the counter-attack. It was Prida Williams. This time who got the strike away. Was decent. It was a nice move initially. Slipped him in there, did Isaac. Perrauz left it. Prida Williams onto that left foot of his. It seemed to have slowed in the air, and it just whistled past the Central Jaguars upright. And another opportunity goes a-begging for the Steelers, but they have responded well in the second half of the Sour Steelers. Khalees plays it out here to Danzel, who clips it over into Boyce, and that's actually a foul. Kareem John probably had a high boot there, not to the liking of the referee. Dante Cooper is in loads of space and trying to thread it through, and he gets a nice ball into Roberts, who again is offside, but he didn't finish it anyway. But it's good movement again from Kern Roberts, again a little too early. Dante Cooper seeing the vision and executing, but the run just wasn't timed well enough. Yeah, it just went a little early there, did Roberts again. That angle wouldn't really tell us the true story, but Davidson is well positioned to make those kind of decisions. That's why he's given the job to do it, as Pardasi launches it upfield. Merchant is on the prowl, but Creighton did well. In possession, though, back with the Steelers. Prowls tried to turn, but turned right into traffic. Boyce, likewise. And Matthews again, as he has been all game, right on the ball. No pun intended. And it's flicked on. Here is, oh, that's a nice touch here from Isaac, and he gets away from Creighton beautifully. Can he find that pass onto Preda Williams? Oh, he's going to go alone here. That's Isaac. It's a decent strike, but wide. I think he should have played in Preda Williams. He was in loads of space there. But he saw the glory, went for it, but didn't receive it. Alonso. Into Ogaro, who hesitated on it, and Isaac was on his toes, but got away with it in the end. Does work very hard on top there. There's the number 19 for Sour Steelers, Joshua Isaac. Has been on his toes all day, and that ball is too far ahead there for Alonso from Robertson. And it is going to be a Sour Steelers throw-in. Which will be taken by Kareem John. And it is a substitution there for the Steelers. And Guppy has entered the field of play. I think it was actually Merchant who made way for Guppy to come on. And that is a free kick there. And again, it's going to be Kareem John who will resume the play for us. And he goes long into the box. Players weren't even facing the ball, but Preda Williams ends up with it at his feet. And he dinks over a nice ball here into the substitute Guppy. His first bit of action could be meaningful. Puts it back into Preda Williams again, but just didn't get the connection. And the Central Jaguars deal with it accordingly. Kern Roberts beats Pascal to a day. Plays it infield into Mark Robertson. Nice play again from Roberts. Ogaro. Will he find the long ball? He does go long there. And it's a nice ball into Matthias. Controls nicely as well. But he's quickly closed down, and Robertson does get it in the end, did well. Boyce is looking over his shoulders for options. Plays it out wide here to Matthias again, who's onside. And you do think the Jaguars probably overplayed it a little bit there. Eventually, it came to nothing, and that ball is played through, but it's well watched by Danzel. And again, nice footwork from him. He looks to go on his own, and tell you what, he connected decently with it, but just didn't get the accuracy that he may have wanted there. Did the Jaguars captain, the leader of the pack. And it is still 1-0 here to the Sour Steelers. As we see it again there, the strike from Danzel connected nicely, but not on target. And he did show some of his quality, the Danzel throughout his half. He does have a lot of technique, and of course he does take the corners for his team as well. He's a centre back, so it does show the quality that he has coming off of those boots. He's very technically gifted, is Danzel, and not something that you usually hear from centre backs. So that definitely is a quality that can take him very far. And here's Marlon Guppy. Alonso wins it off him, but Guppy works hard to get it back. Commission comes in field and wins back the ball for the Jaguars. Here's Alonso once again. Will he have a strike? He does, but again, nothing too threatening there from the number 14. And here is Pardasi once again. Also has had a good game. He's very composed in that centre-back position for the Steelers. Perrauz, they're trying to win back. Actually, it wasn't Perrauz, it's Isaac. And he again working hard. This time it is Perrauz driving the goal scorer, cuts back, and just lost his foot in there, did Nathaniel Perrauz. And he was looking for a penalty. He probably thought that he was impeded by Ogaro. As we see it again here, picks up the loose ball, driving. But Ogaro doing some good work there. Actually, may have a case there, but maybe not enough on it there for the referee to give any sort of penalty. Launched forward again by Danzel into Boyce. who controls well, and he just can't get the pass there into Matthias. And the Central Jaguars do seem to be readying up some substitutions. It looks like Karen James is being readied up here for the Jaguars. John launches it forward. And that's a foul there on Matthias. Danzel launches it forward once again. And this time it does find its target, or does it? Yes, it does. It's Commission who gets it, and they eventually sort it out there, do the Steelers, but it's right back into Jaguars territory once again. Ogaru. Taji Commission. No, and another loose touch in the midfield there from Ogaru. He has to go back all the way to Brandon Calise, who composed as ever. Cooper looks around and turns nicely. And that's a nice ball there into Commission. What can they do here? Oh, and that's a disappointing ball there from Taji Commission. Usually delivers so much quality, but it just wasn't there. Here's Prida Williams. Forward pass into Perrauz. Looks into Isaac. I think he's actually offside there, and he knew it as well. But Prida Williams isn't. Caliste has come off his line, and he's screening. Good work there from Brandon Caliste. Will he take the throw as well? No, he decides to leave it for Creighton. And these two keepers have been swift to come off their lines. They aren't afraid. Clear to see that they do trust their footwork ability, if you will. As Creighton plays it into Caliste, decides to leave it this time for Danzel. He's probably had enough of the ball for a little bit. Ogaru turns again. Here is Danzel into Boyce. Good strong play from him once again. He has been impressive holding up the ball, has Boyce. Danzel launches it forward. It's a nice looking ball over to Roberts, and he's way off his line again. Here's Kwesi Andrews, but again it works out for him. Really does seem to just look at the edge of the penalty area, does Kwesi Andrews, and it has worked out for him so far during this game. But that's a lovely ball over the top there from Danzel again. Pinpoint accuracy. Kern Roberts actually took it down decently, but he was quickly surprised by Andrews and his positioning. Robertson shaking, and he is fouled there by Kareem Pope. And again, Danzel comes up to take this set piece here for the Central Jaguars. Can they make something of this here, the Jaguars? Danzel with a nice driven ball over the top, and a head met it. I think it was actually Boyce. Oh, and Kwesi Andrews collected, but I think he was impeded there by Kern Roberts in an attempt to get a final touch into the goal. Yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, I think he got caught in his face there, did Kwesi Andrews. Pardasi there, and Pascal calling for the physio team who do come across. We see it again, a nice driven ball over the top. Boys got a nice header. Did fumble it in the end, and probably a flailing boot of Kern Roberts caught Andrews in his face. But he does seem to be okay, does Kwesi Andrews. So good sights there. Joshton Thomas just having a laugh there with the physios. And he gets his water. And he should be good to go there. The Sour Steelers guardian. And the Steelers have it once again here. Here is Isaac, who slips it through. That's nice there from Perrauz. Can he get a second of the game? And again, Brandon Calise was way off his line. Luckily for him, the shot went straight into his foot and sliced off for another Sawa Steelers corner. These keepers don't like to be in the goal at all. They're literally standing yards away from the goal line. As you see the positioning of Brandon Calise again, he was backpedaling and decided to just commit. And it worked out for him though. And it swung in here. And met by Pope, but well wide in the end. No problems there for Brandon Calise in the Central Jaguars post. And that one is played into Danzel. Who is slowly bringing out the ball here for the Steelers, but the Jaguars rather. Here's Creighton into Robertson. He tries to play a forward pass. No, he doesn't get it away, does he? This time Kamisi Young does get it forward. And Kern Roberts turns nicely. Can he get in on goal? Yeah, he does. Padasi, though, was alert to it. And in the end, should get a foul there. No, Joshton Thomas doesn't oblige. And he strikes it there with Mark Robertson, but it was straight into the Steelers' wall. I was protecting him. Here's Dante Cooper, though. He has some space. And he does have a strike this time, but Kwesi Andrews wraps up that one pretty easily. Here is Isaac into Pascal, who plays it forward. That's a nice take there from Prida Williams. Can he now drive? And he does drive. And he's looking to get a ball in the box, but he goes his own, and it was wide. He had options in the middle there, did Prida Williams. Guppy is disappointed with the decision that he made. But we did mention the pace of Prida Williams, and it showed again there. You see it again. Again, he probably saw the glory, went for it, but similarly to his teammate earlier on, didn't receive it. And wasn't able to produce a goal. And it does seem as if there's going to be a substitution here for the Sawa Steelers. It is going to be Kerry Daniel who is coming on for the Sawa boys. And it will be Marcus Rosales who makes way for Daniel. These Central Jaguars substitutes have been warming up for a long time. Looks like Jabari Johnson and Karon James. They have been waiting a good bit. And that one there, Matthews using a leading arm there on Boyce to win that header. And just to remind you again, the Central Jaguars have already qualified for the quarterfinals. The Western Eagles, who are on top of this Group A, are the other team who will advance. And the Sawa Steelers are virtually eliminated from the tournament. This will be their last of it. But it looks as if they may come out with a win as Jabari Johnson does enter the field of play. Matthias leaving, and looks like it looks as if Boyce will be exiting the field here for Karon James. A long way to the rival. Those two players may have wanted to come on for a long time. Jabari Johnson, I know, is an electric player. He does have pace, flair, and he can produce in the final third. And Dante plays it into Kyle Ogaro. And it does break back for Ogaro here. And will he find a pass into Johnson? He doesn't. Guppy, oh, and that one was rash. Joshton Thomas has immediately run across, and that's going to be a yellow card there for Marlon Guppy. I think it's Chad Alonso who was on the receiving end of that one. Seems to be okay, though. I think he went for the ball there, did Marlon Guppy. Chad Alonso just got there before him, and the momentum carried him in. Danzel will be the one to take the free kick for the Jaguars once again. And he hesitates on the run up. Whips it over the top. And that's easy. Pickings there for Kwesi Andrews, who immediately launches that one out wide. And oh, there was an infringement of the ball there. Justin Thomas saw it, I didn't. I have the benefit of the replay. Justin Thomas doesn't, but he saw what he needed to see. But it is a free kick for the Jaguars. I'm not sure what happened. Kern Roberts seems to be the one who is taking matters into his own feet. And there is a delay for this free kick here. I'm still unsure of why a free kick was given. I was following the ball and didn't see the off the ball infringement. But this is dangerous for the Samoa Steelers. Kern Roberts does seem to be the one measuring it up, and he strikes it nicely. Oh, but it's saved there by Kwesi Andrews. It was a decent effort there from Roberts. But he's able to maintain his clean sheet thus far, as we have just crossed the 70th minute here in this clash between the Steelers and the Jaguars. The ball is back with Andrews. Dante Cooper receives it in the midfield, but Pascal quickly closes him down, and that's a nicely played ball over the top there to Kareem John. Played through again, but Alonso should get to that one, and composedly plays it through. Jabari Johnson getting his first touch of the game here. Ogaro into Dante Cooper, who tries to play a cute little ball around the corner, but wasn't effective in the end. Andrews able to clear. Robertson right back into Cooper. That's nice control from him. But Roberts didn't help him out in the end. And that one is launched over the top. Brandon Kalisa's way off his line once again, and again successful in his endeavors. It was a very advanced starting position as usual. Here is John Guppy with a misplaced pass there into Jabari Johnson. Here's Kyle Ogaro for the Central Jaguars. Oh, a fumble there from Commission, but he works it out in the end. Kern Roberts. Robertson turns nicely, but I think he was fouled there from Matthews. Probably just hooked his ankle, and Roberts is on the ground again. I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if he twisted his knee or something there. It was on the swivel. I can't really make out what happened, but it doesn't look too good there for Robertson. He is slowly getting back onto his feet, so good signs there for the Central Jaguars, number 18. Probably just fell on his back, actually. I think he fell. He's holding that lower back region of his. Here's Chad Alonso into Robertson. The Jaguars still trailing here. James clips it over, but Pascal with a nice clearance with the outside of his boot, and it's taken down nicely by Kerry Daniel. Flicked on by Guppy into Isaac. Can he use his pace here? He is driving at Alonso, who does well. They're just enough to put him off there. That's good defense there from Chad Alonso. Here's Johnson. Plays it through, and he's onside. There's James. Kyle Ogaro forced a little wide here, but he keeps it in nicely. Fans and drives. Can he find that ball into the box? He does, but straight into the hands of Kwesi Andrews once again. They still haven't really been able to create in this second half of the Central Jaguars. They have had some strikes on goal, but nothing as yet. Still only a 1-goal deficit, so they aren't completely out of it or anything by any means. As John plays it there, and it's loose. Danzel in an advanced position here. Can he create something? He whips it into James, who controls it, but straight into the path of Matthews, who should deal with that. Miss Young. And again, the Steelers emerge with the ball after Central Jaguars attack. And that ball is played out wide here to Preda Williams, who is very quick again. Perrault is in the middle. Isaac was running to the back post, but he couldn't find any of them. It was well blocked there by Creighton. And it is a corner kick here for the Sour Steelers. See again, Preda Williams. When he collects the ball, he just seems to drive. Couldn't find that final ball there into any of his teammates. It was well defended by Creighton. And this corner for the Sour Steelers. Whipped in there. It's high in the air and rose well, but it was actually cleared. I think Robertson was the one who got his head on it, but there was a foul somewhere in the midst of the jumping. And Brandon Caliste will be the one to take this free kick here for the Central Jaguars. And it does seem as if the number 2 for the Central Jaguars, Jordan Brito, will be introduced shortly. In the meanwhile, Pope plays the ball in to Kerry Daniel, who slips to Perrault, who should be flagged offside and is, which might give the Jaguars an opportunity to make the substitution. No. And will be delayed further. Robertson into Ogaro once again. I've seen a lot of the ball, Ogaro. I mean, he is a midfielder, so that is expected. And again, this time Quincy Andrews got it a little wrong, but had to scruff it out again. These keepers. This game has been a story of 2 keepers who have been in such advanced positions throughout the 76 minutes that have been played. And to be fair to both of them, it has worked out well. There's a throw in here for the Jaguars. Alonso launches it into Danzel, who controls nicely. Will he have a strike here? No. Goes to Dante Cooper on top of the box, who's quickly closed down by Pardasi, but the ball is back into his feet, Dante Cooper, and it's played out wide. Again, a bit scrappy, but they get it out there to the Steelers. Or do they? Johnson works hard. He would move slow on the ball there to the Steelers. Cooper tried to stick it through. But again, the Steelers are able to somewhat get the ball out of a dangerous area. Kerry Daniel launches it. There's an opportunity again for the Steelers. Here's Preda Williams. Can he use his pace? He's up against Creighton. And again, straight into the hands of Brandon Caliste, who releases Dante Cooper. Launched upfield by Matthews. Well intercepted there by Creighton once again, who plays a nice ball through. It was Danzel actually who was making that run forward. A bit scrappy there. I think it was a foul in the end. You can see the size difference between Ogaro and Isaac. It looked a bit comical, to be honest. Ogaro isn't too pleased with the decision from Justin Thomas. There's still a battle. Creighton saying that the free kick wasn't from that position and putting the ball in the place that he thinks it should be in. But Justin Thomas seems to have sorted it out in the end. And Kerry Daniel plays it short into Perrault, and Perrault straight into Cooper, who can release Colin Roberts here. Again, Andrews is way off his line. Roberts does go, but again, it's straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, Roberts. I mean, I really thought he might have dinked it over the top, but didn't. Ball played in there to Kerry Daniel, the second half substitute. Pardasi, who actually, I don't think has put a foot wrong this game yet. His passing out from the back has been pretty good. And of course, his team haven't conceded any goals, so fair to say he's done his job pretty well today alongside Matthews. Isaac, that one is played through there. Does reach to Perrault, but cleared away by the Jaguars. As we enter into the 80th minute here of this clash between the Steelers and the Jaguars. Ogaro receives the ball and is strong once again, but tried a little too much and gives it away to Kerry Daniel. Kalista's again off his line. I mean, if these players really look up, you'd be amazed. They could probably try to chip these keepers because they have been in such advanced positions, and I know I've mentioned it so much, but it's so blatant. And as we see it again here, Ogaro losing out and then committing the foul on Kerry Daniel. And the Jaguars will be making a substitution here. It's going to be the number 3, Keston Superville, who will enter the field of play. The substitution is being a bit delayed though. So the free kick probably will be taken before Superville comes on. And it is Nathaniel Perrows who's standing over this one for the Sour Steelers. Looks as if he's going straight to goal. Has a stance like Cristiano Ronaldo, taking the 5 steps back and the 1 step to the left. Will it be produced as a Cristiano? Oh, decent strike. But it was always over the bar from Nathaniel Perrows, who has had a good game. Of course, he did score the goal for the Jaguars, for the Steelers. And Kalis with the goal kick forward. Kerry Daniel takes it down nicely. That's good strength in the midfield there from Pope. And he finds a ball through here to Perrows, looking for a second of the game. And again, Kalis in that advanced position does very well to keep it at 1-0. Chad Alonso Johnson drops it off, but it's not strong enough. And Marlon Guppy wasn't on the same wavelength with Kareem John, but again, an opportunity for Perrows. And Brandon Kalis came out and made the save. Ogaro into Robertson. That's nice. Cleared up the field by Creighton. That's a good touch there from Johnson into the midfield and plays it into Cooper, who launches out wide there to Kern Roberts. I think it was initially intended for Commission, but it worked out in the end. Cooper slips it through and Commission didn't read the play. It was a great ball from Cooper. I think if he did read that play, he could have been in on goal there, Tashi Commission, but it does seem as if they're going to make the substitution here. Superville finally going to get to come on the pitch. Chad Alonso looks to be the one who's making way. He is coming across to the touchline, and he does come on. And it also looks as if Brito will be coming on to the pitch as well, and Kyle Ogaro seems to be the one who will make way for him to do so. There's a goal kick for the Steelers, launched upfield again by Kwesi Andrews, flicked on by Pope. Perrows. That's good pace there. And he get it in the box. Oh, an important touch there from Pardasi. Andrews rolls it out to Pascal, who plays it in field to Pope. Some nice play passing here from the Sour Steelers. Slip through once again here is. Oh, and it's Peter Williams who takes charge. Can he find a ball into the box? No, decides to delay the cross once again. Perrows was actually forward there. Tried to clip it over into his teammate, but Mark Robertson, I think, got a boot on him. And it's a free kick here for the Steelers. And it is going to be Kerry Daniel, I think, who's going to take this one for the Steelers. May have a crack, actually, Kerry Daniel. I mean, why not? And it is Daniel, and he does have a crack, and I think it deflected off the wall actually. And Justin Thomas does signal a corner for the Steelers. As we see it again here, it is Daniel struck it. And the wall did its job very well to protect Brandon Caliste. Of course, not the only Caliste in this tournament. Joel Caliste also for the Western Eagles, who did score a beauty. He did pick up an injury though in the process. And that's punched away there by Caliste and further by Robertson, but possession again back with the Sour Steelers. Isaac tried to put it through legs of Johnson, who was having none of it. Here is James. Will he find back Johnson? He does nicely. Kareem John though does get back goal side nicely. That's good play from Johnson though, and John read it very well. And here is Perrows. Johnson trying to work back. Perrows plays it through. That's a nice ball again. Prida Williams, it's a chase again. Caliste. Oh, this time Prida Williams does beat Caliste. And this could be problems here for the Jaguars, but he recovers. Does Brandon Caliste. It's still there, the danger. And it's struck, but again blocked. And comes to nothing. Perrows, who had the opportunity there. Brandon Caliste again with some edgy goalkeeping. It was a foot race between him and Prida Williams. Prida Williams got the initial touch. In the end, he did well, did Caliste, to get back and to prevent the ball ending up in the back of the net. A goal kick for the Central Jaguars. We saw in the first half Kwesi Andrews, a few mix-ups in the back coming off of his line, and this second half, we've seen Brandon Caliste being called into action a lot. It's well won in the midfield though by Brito. The substitute Robertson trying to slip in James. Well blocked again by the Sour Steelers. Flicked on by Isaac, but there was nobody there to support him really. And here is Creighton. Drives a ball in the direction of Johnson, but it just doesn't reach him. Perrows. And again, play breaks down there. And wow, Prida Williams is in loads of space here. Could be problems for the Jaguars. Dante Cooper tracks back very well, and it slipped in one. Got a very important touch there, did Danzel. Because Marlon Guppy was in a good position to receive that. Johnson's back is turned to the ball, but he gets it in the end. Plays it inside, but again, Matthews is there to clean up the danger. He tries to play it through. He's charging it down. There's Matthews, but couldn't get it. And that is launched forward there by Danzel once again. James trying to flick it on. Oh, it falls back into his path actually. He can't get it. And about 2 minutes remaining here in of normal time. We are expecting some additional time because there was an injury to Kwesi Andrews, and which did take up some time. So interesting to see if Joshton Thomas does add on any time. Prida Williams there trying to get in again, but he's well defended once again by Creighton, who has had a good game despite his team conceding. As well as Danzel, they have been good in the back. That one thrown into Isaac, and there was a collision in the midst of the action. It looked like Mark Robertson, and I'm not sure who's that on the ground there. There was a collision. I think it was Isaac, or was it Perrows, who ran into Mark Robertson. Both of them probably just had eyes for the ball, and hence the collision, but it is thrown back in here. And whipped in early this time. Decent looking ball. Oh, actually came up the crossbar there. Guppy got a head up. Caliste had to, It does end up in the back of the net eventually. It was a bit scrappy, but it is 2-0 to the Steelers. And it is Perrault again. No celebration once again from the Sour Steelers. But it is 2-0 nevertheless, and I think that should seal the 3 points for the Sour Steelers. It was a teasing ball on the inside, came up the crossbar. Guppy actually did well to get a header across, and again Pope flicked it up, which gave Perrault the opportunity to knock it inside, and that's his second of the game, and probably should book him the MVP award for this match. The 2 goals which did secure the 3 points, or has secured the 3 points so far for his team. Here he is again, so he's actually on a hat-trick. He will be looking to probably try and get a hat-trick, even though this is his last game of the tournament. Here's Robertson, though. It's taken off his feet by James, who clips it through to Robertson again. Quincy Andrews easily gobbles that one up and releases it. But we are past the 90-minute mark into added on time. Dante Cooper trying to get a consolation goal here for the Central Jaguars. Drives to the byline, and it's into the side netting from Cooper. It was a good opportunity, but came to nothing in the end. And it is a goal kick for the Steelers. Launched forward. And Joshton Thomas brings an end to the group stage of the GA Super Cup. It has been a very exciting group stage. The final game here, of course, between the Steelers and the Jaguars. Despite their loss, they still will be back in action for the next round of the competition, along with the Western Eagles from Group A. Unfortunately, the Sour Steelers wouldn't be in that knockout round, but they do end on a high with this 2-0 win over the Jaguars. So Nathan Perrault with a 49th and 90th minute strike. The game was won in the second half. There were some chances for the Jaguars, but nothing too threatening. The Sour Steelers did pick up the pace in the second half. They did have a lot of opportunities on the counter-attack, and as a result, they were able to score 2 goals and come out with the 3 points. But nevertheless, it has been a pleasure being with you for this one. And throughout the group stages, we will be back for the next round of the competition, the knockout stages, which will prove to be even more exciting. Of course, the top 2 teams from each of the groups will be in action. But from us here at the GA Super Cup, at the end of this one, it is Sour Steelers 2, Central Jaguars 0. And from us here, Emilio Uchin, your commentator. Goodbye.